What's up, guys? It's Carson back here on Toxic Gaming, and today we are back here with the, I believe this is the 4th or 5th installment of a little section of the VGC series here on the channel. This is the second of the new, when we kind of like revamped it or re-added back into it, got into it, whatever you want to call from last week's. But these will come out, I don't know if I said it, these will be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos. They're still not, I still want to have videos yet on the weekends. This is going to be our replacement for the PIC battles for Pokemon content. But as we get right to the team builder here in the beginning of this video, we are bringing back Mega Kangaskhan. I didn't feel like it did enough or really anything at all in the last 3 videos, so I wanted to bring it back, let it be here, let it be known, and just kind of see what happens. It's basically the exact same set with Fake Out, Drain Punch, Sucker Punch, and Facade. And people usually don't think of Facade, but I just thought because of Scald being such a huge thing, because of maybe Will-O-Wisp being such a huge thing, because of T-Waving, Thundurus, Incarnate being a huge thing, getting paralyzed or getting burned, something, it wouldn't be as bad if we had Facade. I almost said it fucking wrong. But we have Facade now just to hit that a little bit harder if we are burned. We get that little extra. But to pair up with him this time, instead of the Clefairy as last time, which got some love, we're now bringing a regular Lando Therian. Pretty much this kind of a standard. You can really see Lando in VGC. Just got Yachi Berry instead of like a Choice Scarf or something else, with Earthquake knockoff, Rock Slide, and U-turn. And the Yachi Berry, just because of how much Hidden Power Ice and how much Ice Beams are running around in VGC, we can take one, I believe, from anything that's not a max special attacking or a stab Ice Beam. I believe we can take one from almost anything. And then we can hit it hard with an Earthquake and knock off a Rock Slide, or get up on out of there with U-turn. Also, with the Intimidates being such a huge thing, it is pairing up with our second Mega for this team, just as for the Intimidate core. But that's really all we have here for Lando, and pretty standard. And then we move on to a Sylveon, a Choice Specs, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Hidden Power Fire, and Shadow Ball, with no speed investment on this Sylveon. It's a bulkier Sylveon to kind of come here and just sit and set up. It is, or not even set up, just sit here on the field and fire it off as hard Pixelates as I can, or Pixelate Hyper Voices as I can. If I need a Hidden Power Fire, or I need the Shadow Ball or Psyshock, again, they're still going to be boosted, but this is for Hyper Voice. Like, Hyper Voice doing as much damage as it's going to come from the, I believe, the strongest, or very close to the second strongest Choice Specs user. It's the strongest Hyper Voice, I believe. I believe that the Specs, it just barely beats Mega Guard, but I'm not certain. But it's very, very strong special attacker. And we already had 2 really hard physical attackers, so I thought, good Fairy type, good special attacker, boom, we got him, let's go. And we move on to our second Mega on the team. You know, I always like running with 2 Megas, because you never know which one you might need, with a Mega Manectric, with Discharge, Overheat, Hidden Power Ice, and Volt Switch. Rocking basically Timid, max special attack, match speed. This is our kind of partner, you would say, for Lando T, being a double Intimidate core, and me being able to discharge anytime I want with Lando T on the field. I do understand, though, that, you know, he can't really Earthquake, and Manectric can't really take an Earthquake very well, even the Mega, but I can just at least sit there and discharge wherever I want. I can still knock off, I can still Rock Slide with Lando T, and it is the double Intimidate core with as many Kangaskhan's running around, and sometimes Charizard X's and other Lando T's themselves. This can help so much, us even taking out Lando T's with Hidden Power Ice. Again, if they're Yachi Berry, maybe not in one shot, but still taking them out well enough. Now we move on. I put 2 water types on this team, mainly because Greninja here, with a Dread Plate, Fling, Acrobatics, Waterfall, and Shadow Sneak, Jolly Max Attack Greninja. This was a Greninja I thought of. I don't want to take, I guess, credit for thinking of this specific strategy, but I kind of put this all together back in X and Y, right after Protein was basically announced and everything, and it was available. But Dread Plate Fling is really surprising for how much damage it can do. And it was really, really weird, because I believe, like, with Dread Plate, what it does is, like, all Dread Plate does is boost Dark-type moves. So Fling is already a Dark-type move, will get boosted by Dread Plate. And because Fling is a Dark-type move, it changes Greninja to Dark, to Pure Dark. I believe it changes to Pure Dark. So it's Stab boosted. But then Fling also, because I'm using a Dread Plate, is base 80. So it's basically the strongest move I can use with Fling without having the Iron Ball weighing me down. Like, Iron Ball is the strongest, obviously, but at least now I don't lose any speed. So it's Dark type move, base 80 with Dreadplate, powered up by Dreadplate before you lose it, and then stab. So it really can surprise people if you get the right time to use it. Then Acrobatics for after we lose the Dreadplate, Waterfall just for regular stab, and Shadow Sneak for some priority. I thought about doing maybe even, I've seen Water Shuriken be used on some physical ninjas for the priority instead of Shadow Sneak, but I figured Shadow Sneak would be better. Even though Kangaskhan kind of still walls his set, it doesn't really need, it's just here to kind of punch a few holes as much as I can. And the final one is a bulkier water Patea Berry, Patea, whatever, competitive, Scald Milotic, Scald Ice Beam, recover an Aqua Ring. It's a weird physically defensive Milotic that all of a sudden, with one Intimidate, or if you drop him below his HP, I believe, let me check what the Patea Berry actually does. I haven't used this. Yeah, okay, if I drop me below a 4th, I now get a boost in special attack. And if I have an Aqua Ring set up, I have constant regenerating power, constant health giving to me, as long as it's on the field. I believe it's as long as it's on the field. I don't think Aqua Wing ever runs out. But it's just, it gets counters for Manectric, for Lando T with the Intimidates. If they hit me and I live, all of a sudden that Patea Berry now puts me up as a heavy hitter and I'm still a defensive wall. I wanted to see what this would do. It seemed really interesting, so without further ado, we're going to get right back into the battle, and let me see you guys in a second. Bye! Okay, we're here, guys, with the first battle, and apparently I found out on Showdown there's now a little button that you can switch sides, so we no longer have to be on the other side of the battle. But we have a battle here against I believe his name's actually Adam. I talked to him after this battle about putting it up on YouTube, and I saw he commented on one of the videos. So Adam, if you're watching this, hey, this is your battle, buddy. But this battle against him on Showdown, and first look at his team. Because I see Ludicolo and I see Scizor together, because of those two, I really honestly think it's a rain team. Like, there's nothing that really, even though Politoed's not there, it seems like there'd be kind of a rain-based team, even with the Zapdos being there. I don't know, it just seemed really weird. He has the threats of Garchomp and Mega Kangaskhan, and then the fucking bullshit that is Cresselia on the other side. So we're just gonna get right on into this. Again, if you missed the team prep just from earlier, I don't know how you missed it, but there you go. We starts out with the Ludicolo and the Scizor. Right off the bat, I'm automatically thinking rain. It's rain, it's rain, it's rain. And so I lead off with Manectric and Lando. Yes, probably Lando, probably not for the best, but I wanted that Intimidate just on the first mon he would bring out. And I do Mega Evolve again to get more Intimidate boosting. Or Intimidate, not boosting, Intimidate drops. He does protect with the Scizor, probably guessing Overheat, but I actually went for Discharge, because that's why I was paired up with Lando at the beginning, to hurt the Ludicolo and then knock off on him. And he turned out he was Assault Vest. That's why that took so less damage from the Discharge than it should. And we do live that Yachi Berry Ice Beam. He switches out with the Scizor into the Mega Garchomp, and I'm going right for the Discharge again, now that he's immune to it. It's not okay, but it's alright. And I went for knockoff on the Scizor, but actually got on the Garchomp. Knocked off his Life Orb, took some damage, but still got that out, and Lando basically kind of did a decent job just getting rid of items and just putting some wear down on his team. So I bring in Sylveon, really nice. He goes for Protect, which is kind of obvious, and I went for Hidden Power Ice on that Garchomp. Really wanted to KMO him there. He scalds Sylveon, critical hit, but it doesn't seem to matter as a Hyper Voice does kill anyway. Gets that Ludicolo out here, the weird looking dancing duck is gone, but the Garchomp's still there, and he brings out the Scizor to basically deal with Sylveon. Ball punches right off the bat. I had a feeling, I didn't know if he was going to just yet, and I went for Overheat on him. I didn't know if he was going to try to Protect to stall out an Overheat. Didn't know what was going to happen, but sadly it's gone, and he outraged the Manectric, and I can't believe I lived that. I probably shouldn't have lived that, but I did. So finally Greninja and Kangaskhan come out. He Mega Evolves, and I'm thinking Fake Out on Manectric, but he actually goes for the Greninja. That seemed a little hesitant to me of why. I just hit Power Ice. I thought it would kill the Garchomp, and it didn't. So sadly, even though Greninja flinches, Manectric is gone. Now he has Garchomp and Kangaskhan sitting there against lowly Greninja, and I just Shadow Snake him, bring it down to a 2-0 loss against this guy, or a 1-0 loss against him. There was nothing else I could really do. I did the fling, I did it what I could, but there was nothing I could do to this Mega Kangaskhan. That was the problem I had with Greninja. Just got walled too hard by Mega Kangaskhan. So again, great battle, Adam. I believe that's your right name, so forgive me if that's not, but great battle. If you guys want to see more, there are more in the playlist, and there'll be more coming up. So I'm gonna get up on out of here. And as always, thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson Toxic Gaming, and as always, again, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys. With Chandelure, I'm guessing the Choice Scarf set for my +2 Shadow Sneak is completely dead. There's nothing he can do. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh god, we got killed in one what the fucking hell?